Most of us have qualities that we find undesirable in ourselves, traits that we believe are holding us back, embarrass us, or are just plain ugly. But what if we looked at these traits from a different angle? Could our faults become our gifts? Welcome to Gently Being. I have been carrying words from Madeleine L'Engle's book, A Wrinkle in Time, in my heart with me for some time. When the protagonist Meg is off to face a life-threatening challenge, she is given gifts to help her with her endeavor. Meg, I give you your faults. My faults? Meg cried. Your faults. But I'm always trying to get rid of my faults. Yes, Mrs. Whatsit said. However, I think you'll find they'll come in very handy. A Wrinkle in Time is one of those pieces of literature that truly transcends that classification of children's or young adult fiction. This idea of looking at your faults from a different angle is truly transformational and can be really beneficial when we're trying to generate self-love. But this is not an exercise at making excuses for bad behavior. Instead, this is a practice that can truly be transformational and help us grow as individuals. For an example, being stubborn is negative when it has us not facing reality or stops us from growing and becoming stagnant as a person. Yet, being tenacious often helps us overcome many of the obstacles that we face in our lives. Or another example, being judgmental is negative when it has us focusing our awareness on criticizing ourselves or others. But being discerning allows us to investigate, contemplate, and really question if what we are reading, viewing, hearing, experiencing is true and is useful to us. What are perceived as personal faults from one angle can be truly beneficial on our spiritual path if they are used in a fruitful way. Again, this is not an exercise on making excuses for negative thought patterns or bad behavior. This exercise takes a lot of internal, honest, hard work to really see what these faults that we think we have, if they really are faults, and how we can maybe use them in a different way so that they become beneficial. To really investigate to see if we are causing ourselves harm in some of the ways that we react to things, and how perhaps we can change those patterns so that they become something beneficial. To practice this, sit down and reflect on one trait that you consider to be a fault. What is the word or the words that you use to describe this fault? How do you think it has a negative impact on your life? Now, if you looked at it from a different angle, what would it become? What are the word or words that you could use to describe it? What is it a way that this trait has helped you along your path in your life? How could this trait become a gift? Next, during the week, see how you can use this so-called fault as a gift or as something that's beneficial to you. Perhaps when you feel this so-called fault bubbling up, you can take a moment to think about how you can use it. When is it appropriate to use it? Then at the end of the week, give yourself time to reflect on how you saw this fault come up during your week and how you used it. If you find this to be a beneficial practice, then go ahead and for the next week, continue to use this fault as something that's a gift to you. And then for the month. And gradually, as time goes, you'll see how this so-called fault has transformed into a gift. Thanks so much for spending time with Gently Being. If you liked this video, please consider giving us a thumbs up below. It's always much appreciated. And consider subscribing down below and clicking the bell notification so you always know when we have a new video available. Once again, I want to thank you for spending time with Gently Being. Wishing you a wonderful week ahead.